Hello and welcome to the S41 DSFL Draft. I am your host, CC. I am the GM of the Chicago Butchers, and I'm running the slideshow tonight. I'm also reading from Minnesota and Kansas City, the two teams I've played for in the DSFL. With me, I have three people who will introduce themselves now.
Hey there, I'm Jordy Siduk, GM of the Dallas Bird Dogs, and also your new budget head. And definitely hasn't been killing me slowly. Oh, and I'll be
Hello.
ready for Dallas and Portland.
I am. Go ahead. Sorry, what do you got more?
Nope, you're good.
All right. I am Jolly Jigs, also Legs McMillian in the game. I'm with the Norfolk Seawolves, so I'll be reading for them, and I will also be reading for Bondi Beach.
I'm Wizard Literal, GM of the Tijuana Luchadors. I'll be reading for Tijuana and London.
All right, that's everyone. So, looks like first up we have Kansas City. And with the first pick, Kansas City will select defensive end, just a old shoe. User Cheeky Breaky Damkey, I guess. And they said, this was an incredibly tough decision as this class produced several great new users. Honestly, we were still flip-flopping until just a few minutes before the draft started. In the end, though, we simply couldn't pass up the energy Shu brings to the locker room. It's something that's incredibly hard to replicate and invaluable to the community. We're thrilled to have them join the Yoke Pack. And next up, it looks like it's Wizard and the Luchadors.
All right. With the second overall pick in the Season 42 DSFL Draft, the Tijuana Luchadors select Suave Cruz, user some coach, tight end. So Suave cruised right up the prospect boards with his media and his statistical analysis this offseason. And our quarterback's been complaining nonstop about getting offensive linemen. So we got him a blocking tight end, right? That's the next best thing. We're excited to add him to the Luchadors, and hopefully with his expertise in mathematics, he can maybe teach my co-GM Baz how to count.
Baz will never learn how to count.
It's not likely, but we had to try.
Sorry, I'm getting DMs from Minnesota still. Got distracted for a second. With the third pick in the draft, the Grey Ducks will select tight end Hank Mardukas, user Chicken Lips. And Dindog, just about 10 minutes ago, had this to say. Actually, no, I think this one was Huds, who did write this one in advance. And they said, Chicken Lips has been a stellar user so far. They came into our locker room and were very active with us and everyone, and we fell in love with Chicken Lips. They've got goals to become one of the league's best tight ends, and we know that we can help them get there and believe that they can. Also, has anyone here ever seen a chicken's lips? I have not.
I cannot say I have.
Addie, you grew up with chickens. Have you ever seen chicken lips? That's real. She said she doesn't know if that's real, which, yeah, I agree. Okay, next up is Dallas.
With the fourth overall pick in the draft, Dallas selects Ace Anderson, user Dang Wookie, position O-line. Ace Anderson is the ace up our sleeve. This is a player that we think will be our royal flush. The only thing that we regret is that there isn't two of them so that we can start this season off with pocket aces. Wookie impressed Dallas with his high activity level and friendliness, plus both myself and Mike created his O-line, so since both GMs were previously O-line, we have a soft spot for round one O-linemen. Welcome to the team.
Nice, very cool. Okay. Looks like London is up next.
All right. With the fifth overall pick, the London Royals select Josh Patterson, cornerback, user Tyler Toksum 04. We'll be blunt. This is what London had to say. We'll be blunt. Everyone wanted in on whatever it is Tyler is toking. but we got him feeling pretty cushy. Sorry. We got him, and we were feeling pretty cushy now that we've landed him. We're envisioning him blazing off the line at the snap and toking out the QB still in shotgun. We're hoping to get a lot of bong out for our buck and this pick, and we'll just need to hash out the details of his contract so he'll be rolling in paper.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I kind of got lost in my puns there.
Yeah, I don't blame you. That one was rough.
A bit loaded.
Okay, Norfolk is on the clock.
With the 6th overall pick of the DSFL draft, the Norfolk Seawolves select Brock Lesnar, user T-Stoles, O-lineman. Brock Lesnar is here, and after scouting them, the verdict came in, and we knew they would be a great fit for us. We're excited to see what he'll bring to our offensive line, and we will be F5ing his pancake counter all season long. Welcome to the team, Brock.
Cool. Love to see an O-lineman go in the first round. Let's see who Portland takes.
With the 7th overall pick, Portland selects Eldro Cove, user Mateo at running back. Mateo is an SHL power user with a long history of max earning and success. Several Portland players are teammates with Matt over there and pushed for him to be our first pick as soon as he created. This pick was a no-brainer, and we're overjoyed to welcome such a great user to Portland.
Yeah, Mateo was my teammate in SHL whenever I was with the Citadels. Great user. I believe he was our keeper, or whatever you called him.
We were probably going to draft him if he fell to 10, almost 100%.
Nice.
And thought about it at 4th.
Gotcha. All right. Next up, we have Bondi Beach.
With the 8th overall pick of the DSFL draft, the Bondi Beach Buccaneers select Blacksmith Andre, user Muford, O-lineman.
Ugh.
Muford was one of our top targets in the draft this season. We had so many notable trade deadline waivers join our ultimately winning team, and Muford was one of the best. While there was a fierce battle for who we would take at number 8, most of us agreed that without Muford, the locker room atmosphere just wouldn't be the same. We're excited to welcome them back to Bondi Beach. Bondi Beach maneuvered for our boy Muford.
I'm going to say it. Bad pick. Muford and Bailey were the GMs when I first got drafted to Chicago back in S42. So if that tells you anything about him.
Oh.
Anyway, the Coyotes are up next, and with pick 9, they will select running back Hejayas D. Oedhus. User First Fray.
More like running back heck head office.
Very good point. Okay, they said round 2 and we're already scraping the bottom of the barrel, taking a chance on this First Fray guy. In all seriousness, we couldn't risk letting the KCC legend go anywhere else. Frey has been through a lot to make the Yotes what they are today. We simply had no choice but to bring him home. Yeah, I love First Fray. Longtime Kansas City GM who had to go through a lot of stuff to make sure that they got onto the straight and narrow, and also a longtime butcher. Also, for anyone wondering, his name is a combination of 2 Chicago memes in our locker room. So that's why it makes no sense. And next we have the Luchadors.
All right. With the 10th overall pick in the draft, the Tijuana Luchadors select Dino Nuggets, user Swoosh. We felt we hit nothing but net on this pick. Swoosh was a player we targeted from the start as a contender for our first round pick. We were excited to see him here in the second round. He's been dishing out media and graphics like he dishes out Dino Nuggets, and we're excited to add him to Lucha defense.
Cool. Next, we have the Grey Ducks again, and at pick 11, they're going to select offensive lineman Dan Dandrews. And they said, we've all had some very great interactions when scouting and interacting with Spurbine. Being a minors GM in the SHL, we know they know their way around a sim league and are very happy to welcome them to the ISFL. We are super excited to bring you on. And next we have Dallas.
12th overall pick, Dallas Bird Dogs select Laharm James, user Lharm at kicker punter. No harm, no foul when it comes to drafting this player. This player is looking to be the GOAT kicker, much like another famous James in an adjacent sport we all know. That being James Naismith, of course. Elharm has been a constant in the rookie chat, always engaging with the community. Plus, Dallas deserves better than our kicker bot, and Elharm is going to set some records this season.
Sorry, I was muted. Next, we have the Royals.
All right. With the 13th pick, the London Royals select Poop Nukem, Turd Burglar. All right. I need to brace myself for this.
Great name.
Yeah, no, fantastic name. Once in a poo moon, you hit pay dirt with a player like this. And you might be thinking this is a poopy pick, and we agree with you for once. During our scouting conversations, we never actually asked Turd Burglar if he's just confusing football with one giant turd. That's why he likes interceptions so much. But we're just going to roll with it. Some say you can't polish a turd, but we like to think differently here in London.
Very cool.
Thank you for that.
Next up, we have...
There's a lot in these London notes. They did a good job.
That's been a long-standing London tradition. I remember when I was a DSFL GM, they did the puns, which was back in like S25. Okay, next we have Norfolk.
With the 14th pick in the draft, the Norfolk Seawolves select Federico Americano, Emin Musi, linebacker. The Moose is loose. This was a no-brainer seeing Musi fall to us. We're glad to be able to welcome a Norfolk legend back and know he's going to have a great career.
Sorry, I just noticed a ping from Infinite, and I don't know what he's talking about. I love Moosey. He yelled at the DSFL GMs for me earlier to get notes. So, great pick here. And next up, we have the Pythons.
With the 15th overall pick, the Pythons select Alex Rosen, user Tacoville at safety. Tacoville really wowed us during our scouting conversation. We are thrilled to land such an enthusiastic new create that will lock down our defensive backfield. Dallas did not draft Tacoville because we are more burrito people, so.
That's a fair point. Okay, the Buccaneers are on the clock.
With the 16th pick of the DSFL draft, the Bondi Beach Buccaneers select right end number 38, Alaris, defensive end. Alaris was one of the most pleasant conversations we ended up having with a prospect this season. Their charming personalities shone through their scouting conversations and endeared and enamored us here at Bondi Beach. Their activity and personality is going to be welcomed in the locker room. We were initially very hesitant about taking 2 recreates in our first 2 picks, but Alaris was simply too good of a commodity to pass up. We're excited to see what the future holds with Alaris at Bondi Beach. We would be remiss and fall into an abyss if we missed Alaris.
Alaris, great pick. Teammate of mine in the short-lived WSBL. Go Quetzals.
Teammate of mine in Colorado, and I agree. They are great.
Yeah, great person. They were waiver pickup for Tijuana last season. We were really bummed not to be able to get him this draft. So good pick, Bondi.
And I love the generic NCAA render.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Okay, next we have the Coyotes at pick 17, and they will select linebacker Alexander Kovic, maybe. Seems like a European player that came over to the University of Iowa for some reason. But anyway, they said, another KCC legend, Reno is a member of the all-time Yotes team and is a locker room mainstay. Much like First Fray, we simply couldn't let him slip to anyone else. Love Reno. Reno has been a locker room powerhouse for Chicago ever since like S24 or something. One of my favorite people in the league. Next, we have the Tijuana Luchadors.
All right. With the 18th pick, the Tijuana Luchadors select Narl Hecklenberg, user Exiliate. And a definitively excellent pick. XE is a Tijuana alum who we had to bring back given the opportunity. The War Room was heckling at us to pick up Narl in the third, and to be honest, I don't want to know what Katasa have done to me if I had missed out here. Welcome back.
Nice. Yeah, I think Exilate was the old one of the people that helped with the like development of the ISFL, like the websites and stuff, if I remember right. Very
For my time.
old time user, yeah.
Yeah.
Next up we have the Grey Ducks again. And with pick 19, they will select running back Reginald Shrubbery, user Shrub02. They said everyone's favorite resident shrub. Another well-respected Sim League user that's been around a bit. The minute we saw that bank account of theirs, we knew we had to have them, and this was a great place to take them. We are super excited to bring this old duck back to Mini and can't wait to see them counting in our locker room. Love Shrub. He was one of me and Russ's draft picks in my last season as Minnesota GM, so cool to see him go back to his old stomping grounds. And next, we have the Bird Dogs.
20th pick in the draft, the Bird Dogs select Keanu Calhoun, user Frostbite at wide receiver. Major reach by Dallas, but we were forced. We felt like we had to bring this former Bird Dog back home. Impy to Frost connection is about to set the league on fire. We'll be raising a frosty one in celebration of drafting Frostbite at this spot.
Huge reach. No one cares about this pick. Next, we have the Royals.
All right. No, we'll cut it off there. With the 21st, with the 21st pick, the London Royals select Martin Bachman, user Martin Bachman. So these notes are to be read in the key of C#. We're expecting Martin to be a key player for this season. During talks with him, he was well composed and really made us think. With him on our team, we'll be Bach in business. We're already writing songs about him as we expect him to be a major part of the team, even as the new kid on the Bach.
Jesus Christ.
I know. It's I'm like rereading. I'm reading these notes and like thinking, did I miss a pun? Like, I'm sure I did.
I wonder how long it takes them to write their draft notes.
I think it just comes naturally.
Yeah,
you're good at puns. It doesn't take as long as you think.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Okay, next we have the Seawolves.
With the 22nd pick in the DSFL draft, the Norfolk Seawolves select Stetson David, Oilman Dan, wide receiver. Oilman Dan isn't the most talkative on the forums, but he's well known in the locker rooms that he's in. I as in Goomba Man, first met him in Honolulu with my first player. He's a great person who loves to be a part of any team that is lucky enough to have him. Flex even vouched for him while I was talking to him. We're happy to have him in Norfolk, and we know he'll help Norfolk grow.
Cool. All right. It looks like Portland is on the clock.
Portland is on the clock, and with their 23rd pick, well, not their 23rd pick, but the 23rd pick, Portland will draft Provolone Walrus. Tubby Tim 69 is the user at cornerback. They had this to say: we are stoked that we were able to get the league veteran and Portland legend Tim back on our squad with this pick. We are looking forward to the return of this locker room gem and a major team leadership asset.
Tim is hilarious. Love Tim. It looks like Portland has back-to-back picks here.
They do. Suspense. The 24th overall pick, Portland will also be drafting Aaron Yeager, user Mouse Mazing at tight end. Mouse has been earning extremely well, and due to creating after the trade deadline last season, he is near the top of this class when it comes to TPE. We are thrilled that he fell this far down to us in the draft and are excited to have him switch to wide receiver for us.
Nice.
Yeah, I thought this user had gone IA because they didn't post anything for a while, and I reached out twice and they never answered.
Oh, maybe they had a certain team in mind that they wanted to land with.
Maybe.
Perhaps.
Okay, next we have Kansas City, and at pick 25 they will select safety King Leonidas the First, user Lord Escanor, and they said, obviously when you finish last, there's some rebuilding required, and what better way to rebuild than to bring in veteran leadership? Escanor is a former Dallas GM, and that experience is something we highly value as we look to rebound our winning ways. Very cool. I like Lord Escanor. I was hoping he would recreate. So yeah, glad to see it. And
Yeah, Dallas, we're happy to see him back in the league.
For sure. And next up, we have Tijuana again.
All right. With the 26 overall picks, the Tijuana Luchadors select kicker punter Wing Wing, user Patano Cat. We spun the roulette wheel on waiting to grab our next pick, but hit big on betting number 26 overall. It's happened once again. We'll turn to a friend. Someone that understands, but everybody's gone. I've been drafting for far too long. We picked Platano Cat.
I feel like that was supposed to be a song.
It is. I'm not very good at singing.
I feel like
it's a reference to the greatest sim league moment in history of any sim league.
Okay.
Yeah, we're really happy to have Platano Cat.
Very cool. Okay, next we have Minnesota, and at pick 27, Minnesota will select cornerback Chaos Vert, user Bubba. And Dindog said, after the insane amount of call-ups we had, we had a huge hole to fill at cornerback, and Bubba is a huge user to fill that hole. Another proven league veteran, we know they can help lead our locker room on what we are hoping to be a great season. You can definitely tell that these were written last second, but at least he got them to us. Bubba, I think, was that Zane Cold? Was that his last player? Anyone know? No? Okay.
I don't remember what it was.
I think
you got some newbies in here.
That's a good point.
CC's trying to out us as Maltese.
I think he was Zane Cold, who was on Kansas City, and I was in the locker room at the same time. Fun guy.
Oh, hopefully. I think you're right. I think they were Zane Cold. Yeah.
Yeah, the running back. Okay. Anyway, we have Dallas back up
with the 28th overall pick in the draft. The Dallas Bird Dogs select Luigi number 1, user Zetar Wars, position wide position.
Wait.
Oh wait. Oh shit.
Uh-oh. It's all good. It's all good. I've done much worse.
User CK. Can't. Octavian Speedings at wide receiver. This guy answered my avatar question with zero hesitation, so obviously we had to draft them. Also, when a wide receiver has speed in their name, you know they're going to leave cornerbacks in the dust. A recreate that I absolutely loved our conversation, and I can't wait till they're in our locker room.
And I can't wait for Dallas's next pick to see who it is.
It's going to be suspense is killing everyone.
Yeah, I've done much worse, don't worry. I once leaked all of the draft notes for like 4 teams on stream. So
nice.
Next we have London, and I'm sure this draft note will be fantastic.
This one's a little bit easier than the previous, so I think they're giving me a break here in the 4th round. All right. With the 29th pick, the London Royals select Abraham Madden, user Sandwich the OG. The Earl of Sandwich returns home to England as the OG London linebacker of this draft. Abraham Madden is a patriarch on the football field with the desire to keep his hands clean while eating lunch meat. Honestly, what more could you want from a linebacker?
Nice. Yeah, that one was much easier.
It was a lot tamer.
All right, next up we have Norfolk again.
With the 30th pick of the DSFL draft, the Norfolk Seawolves select Robert Rossi, cornerback, Rituperkili. I butchered that, so I apologize, my friend. Seeing Redu this late, we knew it was a snap pick. They fill a position of need and were a war room favorite to get. We know they will be a great presence in the locker room and couldn't be happier being able to add him back to the team.
Very cool. Next, we have Portland.
With what number are we on? 31st. 31st pick in the draft. Portland selects Mike Gesicki, user Most26 at tight end, and I'm actually reading the correct one this time, so that's great. Most has been earning well and left quite the good impression on us during scouting. We are excited to have him help us shore up the offensive side of the ball.
Very cool. Very creative player name.
I've never heard it before.
Yeah.
Also, thankfully, I'm a Dolphins fan, so I knew how to say the last name Gesicki, as opposed to like if someone else had gotten it.
Right. Okay, next we have Bondi Beach.
With the 32nd pick of the DSFL Draft, the Bondi Beach Buccaneers select Lucas Stevenson, Suratpar's wide receiver. Losing our third-round pick hurt a lot this season, and we at Bondi Beach had to sit and watch a number of great users slip through our fingers. That disappointment soon turned to delight when we saw Suratpar's was still available at 32. Not only does Suratpar's fill a huge need for us at wide receiver, they're a very energetic user that's ready to learn and grasp the concepts of the league. We see nothing but success in Suratpar's future, and we can't wait for Suratpar's to become a Surat star in Bondi Beach. Also, their name is Suraptors backwards, and I think that's neat.
Cool.
Count the times I said Suratpars in the
I'd rather not, thanks.
Okay, next we have Kansas City, and with pick 33, they will select tight end DeQuavion Davis Jr., user ARCs, or Arc, no, not ARCs, ARC20. And they said, when we talked to Davis and found out that he's trying to model his player on his real-life performance on the field, we knew we needed to grab him. We look forward to discussing the X's and O's with him and definitely not breaking every preconceived notion of what strategy looks like in the sim. Unfortunately, that is a realization that all of us come to eventually, that the sim is not lifelike. But we love it anyway, most of the time. And know what else we love? Tijuana's next pick.
All right. With the 34th pick, the Tijuana Luchadors select safety Honey Humphreys.
Oh my God.
User Kamobro. Oh, that render. Yeah. No, we picked a good one. Honey, we've got a problem. That's what we expect exposing offenses to say when they're staring down our new safety. We buffed up our secondary with this buff Winnie the Pooh. Welcome to Tijuana.
Very buff Winnie the Pooh.
I'm
buff.
scared.
It's kind of frightening.
Yeah. Okay. With the 35th pick, the Minnesota Grey Ducks will select the legend, Upper Net. QB, hold on. I have a DM about how to pronounce this. Quarterback, Zisia OJ Sindaiwoseawe. That's from Net himself, which he also, after that, says, I think it's pronounced that way. So even Net doesn't fully know. They said about Net, after all these call-ups, we lost both of our quarterbacks, and we addressed that by adding ISFL legend Net. We know they're going to take over the DSFL by storm and probably throw for over 9,000 yards every game and help us drop at least 420 touchdowns a game. This pick was nothing but Net. Swish. I sincerely hope that Net's quarterback is better than Net was at playing quarterback in Gridiron back in the good old game night days. Otherwise, you guys are in trouble in Minnesota.
Shots fired.
I think he would agree with me. Actually, no, he would probably say he was the best. But next up we have Dallas.
All right, and this is really going to be a surprising pick for everyone. With the 36th pick in the draft, the Dallas Bird Dogs select Luigi #1, Zetar Wars at cornerback. Yeah, I know, shocking. Another returning user, Zetar, will provide some serious earning power to the Bird Dogs. Amazed they were still on the board at this point for us. This is also our message to the league that this means wars.
Beautiful. Shocking. Just covers all the bases.
Shock pick of the century.
Okay. Next we have London.
All right. Ooh, this one's informative. All right. With the 37th pick, the London Royals select Adriano Goopert, user Goop, defensive tackle. Goop is defined as sloppy or sticky semi-fluid matter, typically something unpleasant. That last part is what we're expecting opposing teams to feel when playing against Adriano Goopert. Some scouting notes from his Iowa days. When opposing players get near Adriano, it looks like they're running in goop. We're going to celebrate with some Goop-a-Ghoul sandwiches.
That was a questionable pun.
Yeah, they could have done better on that one.
No.
Okay, next is Norfolk.
With the 38th pick in the DSFL draft, the Norfolk Seawolves select Sailor Moon, Wildfire Micro, running back. Wildfire, I sincerely hope you're watching right now. Rushing the ball by moonlight.
Oh my god.
Juking defenders by daylight. Always running into the end zone. They are the one named Sailor Moon. I want you all to know I've never seen Sailor Moon, and I watched the intro just for this.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah. So
fantastic.
Welcome
really
back,
good.
Wildfire.
Also, I have to say that render is like really clean.
Yeah.
Yeah, solid.
Okay. Let's see if whoever's reading for Portland can follow that up.
We plan to. And by that I mean we absolutely do not plan to. For the 39th overall pick in the draft, Portland will be selecting King Jellyfish, user King Jellyfish at O-line. We are extremely excited to have league veteran Jelly join us this season. We feel that it's quite a steal to get a former max earner this late in the draft, especially at such an important position.
Yeah, I kind of remember Jelly from back in the day. Never shared a team, but I do remember them being a max earner, I believe. So yeah, very good. The Buccaneers are on the clock.
With the 40th pick of the DSFL draft, the Bondi Beach Buccaneers select Trevor Prowler, a Tribe Called Steph cornerback. A Tribe Called Steph and their player fill out another big need here at Bondi Beach. This far down in the draft, with great forum activity, we knew taking Steph here would be essential. We hope to welcome a Tribe Called Steph to our locker room and help them enjoy their time in the league here under the green and gold Bondi Beach flag. A Tribe Called Steph is about to become a Tribe Called Chef and cook up some victories for Bondi Beach.
I have to say, that's just such a good username, though.
It's great.
It is.
I saw that name and I was like, I feel like I might have to just spend our first overall pick on this just for the name alone.
Definitely. Okay. Kansas City's up, and with pick 41, they select running back Jason West, user Jason Kranz. A transplant from the VHL, we figured the hockey star would be the perfect rough and tumble complement to the more receiving focused. I got yelled at already for not pronouncing it right, so I'm just going to say the more receiving focused first fray. Opponents better watch out for the KC Thunder and Lightning duo. Yeah, next we have Tijuana.
All right. With the 42nd pick, the Tijuana Luchadors select offensive lineman Big Jim Braxton, user Nepo. Lloyd Bannings, the Tijuana quarterback, has been in my house all week and will not leave until we get him more offensive line help. So we're not waiting any longer to add a big presence to the trenches. Please, someone send help to get Lloyd Bannings out of my house. Big shout out to our scout, by the way, Ultimate Destroyer. He picked up this user as somebody who'd be a pretty good pick here. Offensive line help. We hope for big things.
I feel like I've seen a lot of O-line in this class. It's Pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Guarantee that only 3 of them make it out as O-line.
Anyone that makes O linemen switch positions is a criminal, except for the one time that I did it whenever I was a GM
Wow.
in Minnesota.
Okay. All right. Rules for me. Rules for thee, not for me.
Dallas Bird Dogs
Exactly.
GM, both criminals.
Exactly. All right. Speaking of my time GMing in Minnesota, Minnesota's on the clock. And with pick 43, they are selecting safety, the Red Panda, user Lamorse7. And they said, Lamorse was one of our waiver ads this last season, and we loved having them in our locker room. So this pick was a no-brainer. We had to have them back. Welcome back to Minnesota. We are stoked to have you here in a more permanent role. And next is Dallas.
With the 44th pick in the draft, Dallas selects not Ed, user Big Ed at quarterback. The better part of Ed, and Eddie. Now this, ladies and gentlemen, is what a legend looks like. Ed is returning to Dallas to make us champions of life once again. Oh, and maybe we'll win a mini. Welcome to the team, Ed. Not Ed. Big Ed.
We'll see how long he can go without getting banned. Also, Ed, get out of my DMs. He won't leave me alone ever.
Ed, don't get out of his DMs.
Okay, next we have the Royals again.
All right. With the 45th pick, the London Royals select defensive end Carl Weiser, user 147 Cutco Knives. That's what the Royals had to say. You might be thinking we are on drugs here in London when you see this pick, but we feel like we've got a player you only find in dreams. We'll fully expect opposing QBs to say, "It ain't so," and become undone after a few of Carl's vicious hits. They'll be wheezing when they pick themselves up off the turf. I'm not sure they looked at the render.
I have to say, that person must have really been through it, though, if they used Cutco Knives as their username. Like, I just feel whatever trauma is going on there, I'm so sorry.
All right, next up is Norfolk.
With the 46th pick in the DSFL draft, the Norfolk Seawolves select Hammurabi Dieterschlag, CPE Trella, running back. Fullback alert. Call us Arby's because we've got the meats. More beef for blocking. Who could possibly say no? We hope to see Hammurabi putting in work all over the offense. Welcome to the team.
Is that a Civilization render?
It sure is.
Nice.
Oh, wow, that's actually, I love that.
Very cool.
Hammurabi's OP, and so that's all I'll say.
Sweet. All right, Portland is on the clock.
With the 47th pick in the draft, Portland selects John Roney, user Roney027 at O-line. Getting into the start of our IA picks, Roney has earned some TPE so far and brings our human O-line total to 4. I actually had a friend in college whose name was John Roney. Believe it or not.
Wonder if there's any relation to C. Roney.
Wait, what? There's a C Roney?
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, that's I always like see that as crony in my head.
That's me too. Me too.
Oh, I read it.
Okay. Next is Bondi Beach.
With the 48th pick in the DSFL draft, the Bondi Beach Buccaneers select Murgatroyd Skittle, tight end. Another tight end for the squad. Murgatroyd Skittle, apart from having one of the best names in the draft, has the distinction of being a distinct weapon on our offense. Skittle will fit right into our depth chart, and we can't wait to welcome them to Bondi. Murgatroyd Skittle is about to make all the other DSFL teams look like Murgatroyd Little. Let's make them taste the rainbow.
That sounds like a Key and Peele name.
It does.
All right. Kansas City's up, and at pick 49, they will select wide receiver Will Hartford, user GoPokes92. I don't think I have a note for this one. Let me double check. 1 second.
You can make your own.
Jolly, you want to sing some more to fill time?
Oh, what's that? Sorry, I think I'm cutting out.
Yeah, no,
All
I
right,
don't
everyone,
have a.
let's sing the Sailor Moon theme song together.
Yeah, you
Everyone.
can just do it again. That's fine. No, I don't have a note for this one, but Pokes, I'm sure that they are happy to have you, and I'm sure the GMs will get in touch with you soon. And next up, we have the Luchadors.
All right. With the 50th pick, the T1 Luchadors select wide receiver Cash Wheeler, user C3P Bro. A cash wheeling wide receiver in Tijuana. C3P Bro is a player who our casino expert teammate Crony scouted, and boy did he have a lot to say about him. This user is allegedly a friend of Tooth Pete's, who were stoked to add to the Tijuana wide receiver pipeline. So
Nice, very cool. Next up is Minnesota, and with pick 51, they will be selecting offensive lineman Shucks McShuckle, user Duke Marriott. They said, Duke, please come back. We miss you. If anyone sees our Duke, let us know. Also, thanks for calling my late notes out SMH. But back to Duke. Super great presence in our locker room, and we really hope to see you come back. We've got snacks if you do. Duke is an amazing locker room presence whenever he's around. So yeah, hopefully he comes back and is able to stick it out on this player. And next up, we have the Bird Dogs.
With the 52nd pick in the draft, the Bird Dogs select David Fahmy, user Fahmy at cornerback. This is one of our newest additions to the fam. Me fills a hole at one of our positions of need, and really enjoyed our conversation. Honestly, in the 7th round, it's crazy we were able to get someone that I was able to have a conversation with, and let alone one I enjoyed. So welcome to the team, Fahmy or Fammy. Still unsure which one it is.
All right, next is London.
all right.
Wizard.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to prepare myself for this one.
Gotcha.
There's a lot of Y's. A lot of words with the letter. Okay, we'll just go for it. With the 53rd pick, the London Royals select cornerback Josef Janssens, user Belicia.
It's an
This is
interesting
what the London.
pronunciation.
Yeah, this is what the Royals had to say. Your yummy yellow yokels yoinked Josef Janssen. Yo, you Yanks yawningly yielded, yard-eating, youthful Josef, yippee-ki-yay, DSFLers.
Wow, that was amazing.
Yeah.
Great reading.
That's why I needed
completely.
a second to announce the pick.
Okay, next is the Seawolves.
With the 54th pick in the DSFL Draft, the Norfolk Seawolves select Jalen Davis, Marv
Season.
O-line. Oh, yeah, that too. I awaken to find I am standing in an open field west of a dilapidated White House with a boarded front door and no memories of how I got here. There's a small rusted mailbox here. I open the mailbox, its hinges creaking loudly. As I peer inside, I notice a crisp white piece of paper, as if it had never been touched by human hands. As I pull the paper out, a shiver runs down my spine. It only says, Jalen Davis. I put it into my pocket and continue walking towards the house. Welcome to the team, Jalen.
Oh my god.
Can we get some concerned frogs in the chat?
I was on the edge of my seat, man. All right.
That was good.
That was well done.
Next up are the Portland Pythons.
And the Portland Pythons, with the 55th pick in the draft, select Connor Brody, C-Broad 45 at tight end. Another IA pick. We hope the vibrant Portland locker room can help to return him into activity. I mean, I think I got personally, like, maybe I did get a message from this user. So, there's a chance Portland can get him to be active. There is a chance. There is a chance indeed.
Nice. Well, hopefully they come back around. They have a very good first name, if I do say so myself. No bias.
It's mid.
Hey,
I'm
hey.
kidding. I'm kidding.
Okay. Next is Bondi Beach.
With the 56th pick in the DSFL draft, the Bondi Beach Buccaneers select PJ Star, user Kins for quarterback. The year was 2055. The ISFL teams were preparing for the 41st season of their league, but in the shadows, somehow, in some way, there was a QB shortage in the Developmental Simulation Football League. Teams scrambled, panicked even, to find a signal caller in the depths of the season's draft. And through the darkness and the uncertainty shone a star. A PJ star, to be exact. A hero falling right into the hands of Bondi Beach. Kins is going to make sure we cleanse the field of our opponents. Welcome to Bondi.
Why are these late round picks getting the best readouts of anyone in the draft? I don't know, but I'm a fan of it. And
Yeah, I guess it's just the practice.
yeah. Next is Kansas City, and they will select cornerback Blaze Benson, user Northern Titan. And again, I don't have a note, but hopefully they're active. Hopefully Kansas City can bring them in, and they can be a big contributor. And next is Tijuana.
All right, with the 58th pick, the Tijuana Luchadors select offensive lineman Roger Castone, user Wheatley Garrison. Boyd Bannings is sending me a message that he's in the Luchador Stadium, rigging it with C4, ready to blow. His demands are more offensive line help. We're hoping Castone could be the center stone of the offensive line for seasons to come.
Very cool. Next is Minnesota. And they, oops, I clicked it too early. They select wide receiver Crosby Terrell, user Sirius Linguini. And they said, we went with Sirius Linguini here because I was craving pasta when this pick came up. We loved your name and really hope you come back and join us. We'd love to have you here. And
I believe you made a mistake showing the slide too early.
Yeah, I did.
Couldn't imagine anything like worse than that.
Yeah, that was definitely the worst thing that happened this draft.
Yeah, the draft's not over yet. All right.
Very true. Let's see what Fnordy does with this one at pick 60.
Probably announced the last pick instead. With the 60th pick of the draft, the Dallas Bird Dogs select Bruce Mendenhall, user B Kemper at tight end. I didn't get to talk to this user, but this was someone that I saw had at least a decent amount of activity. They even did the first rounders. So, had a feeling that they might come back. Haven't seen them yet, but B Kemper, if you are out there, we would love to have you in the Dallas locker room. Yeah, and reach out, and we'd love to talk to you.
Great render. Love me some Brock Bowers. Next up is London.
All right. With the 61st, am I reading that right?
Yep.
Okay, sorry. 61st pick in the draft, the London Royals select user Troy Balamalu. Safety Troy Balamalu. User
you can
cytosis. I'm just gonna skip the first
Troy
part.
Balamalu. That's a good name, actually.
It is a great name. I really like it. So this is what the Royals had to say. The first user in London history to drive the War Room to the dictionary. This word, phago, I think. Phago overloaded the lone brain cell in London. We all had, and we all learned something about the ingestion of bacteria. Watch out, DSFL. Troy's going to ball and maul you.
Yeah, I definitely did not realize this was a biology word at first.
I think that is what they said. Yeah, sorry.
I thought I had a slur getting yelled at me for some reason.
Too big of a word. We didn't come here to play school.
Damn right. Okay, Norfolk is on the clock.
With the 62nd pick of the DSFL draft, the Norfolk Seawolves select Pirate King. Linebacker, Nick's Gmail, if anybody wants to reach out to him. This is a continuation of the last Norfolk pick, by the way. As I approach the house, I notice there is no way to enter the door. However, something ethereal calls to me, but I cannot make out what it says. I fear I must enter. I notice the window is ajar, and steel my resolve as I peer inside. It's too dark to make out anything. I push the window up with all my strength, and it finally relents and gives me my entrance. As I climb through the window, I hear the whispers more clearly. Pirate King.
This is...
I have one question about that. You said that the window was ajar, but I thought it was a window.
Hey, man, I just read the notes.
We just talked about this. We're not here to do words, all right? We're here to play football.
Very true.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I wanted to do a One Piece reference with this, but
that'd be good.
Long form story works. There once was a man named Gold Roger. Okay, go ahead. You can
I'm
go.
literally on episode 73. I just started the show.
Okay, if we're going to talk about One Piece, I think we'll be here forever, so let's move on
Yeah,
to pick
so
63.
very true. With the 63rd pick of the draft, Portland selects Brett Rumble, user Nick Jared Artist at tight end. At Portland's 4th tight end of the draft. Pretty impressive. Yet another IA. We plan on running Rumble at fullback. As always, we'd love to have you if you come back.
Yep, very cool.
That's all we got.
Next is Bondi Beach.
With the 64th pick in the DSFL draft, the Bondi Beach Buccaneers select Chris Jackie, Moonman 13, tight end. Here comes the Moonman, another tight end for the squad that we suddenly started building for some reason. Another tight end for the squad that we suddenly started building for some reason. Moonman and their player are here to make the other teams look like Chris Wacky for not taking them earlier, while shining all over other tight ends and making them Chris lackeys and wearing some Chris khakis that might make them look a little Chris tacky. But what does that matter when you're Chris Jackie? Welcome to Bondi.
Nice.
Oh.
Didn't expect to get fed bars.
Yeah, for sure. You know what doesn't have bars? Kansas City's notes for the next pick, which is quarterback D-Man, user DLeap24. And as I said, there are no notes. If you're IA, please come back. That is all. Tijuana's on the clock.
All right, with the 66th pick, the Luchadors select linebacker Tyrone Huckleberry, user Duke AK717. We're loading up on linebackers this draft. We're excited to add Tyrone Huckleberry to the core of our defense. If you're active, come back.
Yep, and next we have Minnesota's, I believe, last pick of the draft. And at pick 67, they will select running back Hingle McCringleberry, user Fosita. I've seen a few Hingle McCringleberries in the league. Dindog says, Fosita, we are excited to add you here in Minnesota and hope you find your way back to the league. We would love to have you back. Hope all is well. Generic IA message. And next is Dallas.
The pick in the draft, Dallas Bird Dogs select Hardy Hit, Lemon Jello 33 at safety. I didn't even know they made lemon jello, and now knowing that, I wish that they didn't. And that's all I have to say about that. Hopefully you come off being IA. We would love to have you. Last seen April 5th, 2023.
All right. Next are the Royals.
Oh no. With the 69th pick in the draft.
Hey.
Nice. The Royals select safety, that one guy, Kyle. What more can be said? This is a nice pick. Last time on the board for London tonight, or when we ask who will it be? Easy answer. How about that one guy, Kyle?
Nice.
Nice.
Nice, yeah.
For a thrilling conclusion to the 3-pick saga in this next one, Norfolk.
Yeah. Yep, Norfolk is up.
With the 70th pick of the DSFL draft, the Norfolk Seawolves select John Crichton. Crichton, tight end. The interior is covered in dust, with a strong musty smell that only comes with years of disuse. Old discolored blankets cover all the furniture, and every door in the house is boarded as well. What happened here? I catch a glimmer out of the corner of my eye and notice that a standing mirror was partially uncovered, the light from the window playfully bouncing off the mirror, as if to say that it's the only thing that matters. My heart pounds loudly in my ears, and I slowly move towards the mirror. I pull off the sheet, only to see not my reflection, but John Crichton's instead. Welcome to the Seawolves, John Crichton.
I love the tone switch up at the end. I was told that we should shout out Hydrium for this story, by the way. So
nice job, Hydrium. We appreciate you.
For sure. Next up we have Portland, and I believe this is the last pick in the draft.
This is in fact the last pick of the draft.
First pick in my heart, though.
Well, I don't know about that, but maybe second. Maybe second pick. With the last pick of the draft, Portland selects Buck Carter, L_kin at safety. Mr. Irrelevant. Can he be the defensive Brock Purdy? We're a little doubtful looking at his lack of activity, but we sure would like it if he did.
As would all of us.
I also love that it says University of Sydney, but then the jersey says All America.
Yeah.
Really great. That's really
good. All right. Well,
and that's all she wrote.
Yep. Do we have... I forgot to look if we have slides for post-draft waivers, or do those happen after the stream? I can't remember how things work anymore.
They should be announced on stream. I don't know if we have slides, though.
If there are no slides, then sorry, I don't know them. But I'll click it and see what happens. I'll click it one more time, see if that does it. No.
One more time.
Unfortunately, no.
I can tell you with the, I think.
If you could, that would be great. Or you can just announce them.
I can just announce them, yeah.
Yeah.
So there was 5. Kansas City claimed Sonny Johnson at defensive tackle. Tijuana claimed Craig Jontholomew at linebacker. Minnesota claimed Elliot Bukowski at kicker. There we go. I found it. Kicker punter. Dallas claimed Kevin James at safety. And the London Royals claimed Bruce Tales at O-line. Excited to have all of you here.
Yeah, congrats everyone. That brings us to the end of the stream. Congrats to everyone that was drafted or claimed on waivers. I hope you enjoy your new teams. Hope you meet some new people, make some new friends. Thank you for watching, and thank you guys for joining me, helping me out with the stream. Appreciate it. You guys did.
Thanks for having us.
All right, that's it. Have a good night, everyone.
Yeah, congrats to everyone drafted. We're excited to have you in the league.